when you're making a movie about cannibalism and you don't invite Armie Hammer, you know there's a problem. We begin with some sad news this morning. It is a follow-up on a story we talked about on Tuesday, and that is that Heche has died. She was in an awful car accident a week ago. She was zooming down a street in Mar Vista on the west side of LA and crashed into a house. Horrible fiery crash. She has been in extremely critical condition ever since, and she's been in a coma. And just this past overnight and today, we just learned that she died, and they kept her on life support for as long as possible because they wanted to find donors.
Right. She was an organ donor.
She was an organ donor. She wanted to make sure that her organs were donated. And so that's been that. But it's just, she was only 53 years old. It is a horribly sad end to a long and versatile career. I mean, when you think of everything she did, from the screwball comedy of 6 Days, 7 Nights to playing Marion in the Gus Van Sant Psycho remake, the shot-for-shot remake. And
I mean, she was one of those people, like a lot of actors of the last few generations. So she started in soaps. She did really well there. She played twins, I think, on a show that she
Another World she was on.
Yeah. And but you're right. Like, I mean, you look at films like Birth, but then also like these comedies. She was in Hallmark movies. I just did a screen draft, and one of the ones that we chose as one of the best Hallmark Christmas movies is a film that she did called One Christmas Eve, which is like the Hallmark version of Scorsese's After Hours. You kind of have to see it. But yeah, she had a very sort of like intense, prickly energy that could be really funny or it could be moving. I think a really talented actress who kind of didn't quite get her due because of various things. Obviously, you know, she was very open about, you know, her issues with mental illness. You know, she wrote a very telling memoir. You know, I think her relationship with Ellen DeGeneres, both the beginning of it and the end of it, got judged by a lot of people in a lot of ways. But yeah, she was very talented. This is very sad. And as somebody I know on Twitter says, before you post your hilarious jokes, remember that addiction is a disease, and that the people in your life who are your friends and your family who are currently struggling with it are going to know what you think.
She did a Lifetime movie that will still come out. It's called The Girl in Room 13. I believe it comes out in September. So that is happening. But yeah, she worked really consistently, like for decades. And so it's just, it's a horrible, sad end. So we just learned that Heche has died. Also, the trailer is out right now for a 3-part docuseries that I really, really want to talk about, but I think you're going to be out of town. So I got to find someone who will do it with me. And that
Who drops 3 parts of a miniseries on the same day?
I mean, and it sounds like intense. It's this House of Hammer series on Discovery Plus about Armie Hammer and his family, the incredibly wealthy family he comes from, you know, generations of Hammers. And so it's not just his alleged abuse of women, although we do have like new audio and we have text messages and we have new evidence as far as, you know, what his relationships with these women might have been like, but also it's just generations of like this whole family. Anyway, it looks like fucked up and tailor-made for me, and I'm excited to watch it, and maybe I can get you to do that too.
If it times out, great. If not, I think I'd probably rather hear your recap of it than watch the whole thing, but we'll see how it goes.
It's a lot. Yeah. And then also this past week, Timothée Chalamet was posting about the movie he's doing with Luca Guadagnino.
Yes.
Which is about cannibalism.
Yes.
Yes. And so, you know, when you're making a movie about cannibalism and you don't invite Armie Hammer, you know there's a problem.
Yeah. I think that movie's going to be premiering at Venice, which means hopefully I'll get to see it.
Ooh, are you going to see it?
I don't know the schedule yet of what's showing while I'm there, but if I can, I will.
Let me know. Yes. And then there's a huge story in the Hollywood Reporter about Fred Savage.
Yeah.
And he was fired as a director of this Wonder Years reboot. Of course, the Wonder Years is the show that he made his name on as a child actor. But over the years, several women who he worked with, mostly behind the scenes, below the line people, have come forward to talk about just how horrible he was on set and how he could be lovely and charming around the whole cast and crew, but then like something would just switch. And the phrase that comes up is that his eyes went dead. Yeah, that he was like dead-eyed. And one woman talks about how he followed her into the bathroom at this bar where a bunch of them were hanging out and like shoved her against the wall and tried to kiss her and was groping her. And
putting her hand in her pants.
Yeah, it's bad. And then he put out a statement saying, like, look, I know I have misbehaved and I've been an a-hole over the years, but I have worked on sets with hundreds of thousands of people since I was 6 years old, and I want everyone to feel comfortable and safe. And so, it does not look good.
Yeah, no, not particularly. And again, it is, of course you have the people before, what? No, he's always been great. And he's so charming. And but the thing is, like, the specifics of the allegations being made, it's not that, oh, he's a monster. It's that, no, he's super charming and great around a bunch of people. But then every so often the switch goes off and, like, you don't know what you're going to get. And so, all the people who are stepping forward to defend him never saw that side, and so to them it's alien.
The Golden Globes are returning to NBC.
Oh, thank God.
Hooray. We didn't have televised Golden Globes last year. We had, like, awkwardly tweeted Golden Globes last year.
Oh God, those tweets were amazing.
That was kind of fun in itself, though. That was a good little, like,
but they
cringe adventure.
Very cringy. They had to keep re-sending them because they would say something and then realize that it was, like, really tone deaf or dumb, and then they had to, like, do it again. Like, oh, brother. So yeah, but on a Tuesday, right? Is that the deal?
Yeah. So the weird thing is, because it is NBC, and they have the NFL contract, which is, enormously lucrative for them, that they can't air it on, like, a whole bunch of different Sundays in January, because January 1st is a Sunday. January 8th is the last regular season game of the season.
And the 15th, the Critics' Choice snagged during all this. So well played, kids.
They went and snatched that spot up. So it's like Tuesday, January 10th on NBC. But I do wonder, though, who will still show up for this, because there's still, like, I think a sheen of ickiness with the Golden Globes. And yeah, they've enlarged their membership and they've taken all these steps to show, hey, we're not going to be on the take anymore. But, like, Tom Cruise gave back his Golden Globes.
Yeah, they're gonna have to suck up to somebody along the lines of Tom Cruise or of that level, and sort of get them back in the fold and see if then that person, brings in other folks. But yeah, they're going to have to show some receipts, I think, to sort of work past their current reputation.
Nope has crossed the $100 million mark.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So that is still out and about. We have had a review of that recently. Bodies is out nationwide today, which we reviewed last week, and we both liked very much. This weird Michelle Branch story.
I did not see the
Okay, so I did not realize that Michelle Branch was married to Patrick Carney of the Black Keys.
Oh, me neither.
Right. I had no idea. They've been married for like 3 years. They have a couple of kids together. He's a drummer for the Black Keys, and he also has a show on Sirius XM. Okay. So they recently split up. Allegedly, he cheated on her. She posted that I am devastated and the rug's been pulled out from underneath me. But then in the last day or so, she has been arrested on suspicion of domestic assault. She is accused of smacking him across the face several times. So it's an ugly breakup. Handmaid's Tale season 5. If you are going to Toronto, they're going to play like an early couple of episodes of Handmaid's Tale.
Nice.
Like an early look at Handmaid's Tale. So
yeah, that
debuts September 14th.
Okay, excellent. When we're covering that on our Patreon, if you're not already a member, yeah, that's not uncommon. Like, in fact, you and I, you'll recall, at Outfest, did a live discussion of an episode before it dropped on Hulu. So very cool.
Indeed. So that's coming out. So we will definitely have recaps for that on our Patreon. And then, do you see this weird story with Hamilton?
Yes. Oh, Texas.
I love everything about this story. McAllen, Texas, way far south Texas. There's a church that did a production of Hamilton, apparently without a license, but also they added a whole bunch of Jesus stuff and anti-gay stuff.
Yeah, because that's what Lin-Manuel Miranda had in mind. I was going
to say, they're kind of fundamentally missing the point of Hamilton.
Yeah. Look, say what you will about the Bible. It's public domain. Y'all can perform whatever you want out of it. But Hamilton, you're going to have to go through Samuel French or whoever handles those rights and not deviate from the standard text. Sorry to break it to you.
Yeah. So his lawyers have issued a cease and desist order.
Yeah. I think they were allowed to do like one more night, but they couldn't like video it or whatever, or document it in any way. And then they had to shut it down. But yes, we're going to get hip with Hamilton, but remind the kids about how faggotry is terrible.